Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Messenger. So here we go with this full Capricorn moon. Like, oh my gosh, like it's the morning after our full moon. Right, or yeah, it's the 11th now. Okay, so yeah, me trying to catch up with my sleep. Like, I knew I was off last night and I was all excited, like, yeah, I'm gonna be doing all sorts of full moon readings and everything. I have all this like plans of connecting to God's energy. Yeah, what did I do? Pass out. Like, I was tired, but you know what? Then that means I was needed in the astral. So I was doing a lot of other things. Okay. But there was a big reveal that finally came through to me, which is beautiful. Kind of set me free, gave me some peace of mind. And I mean, I knew that I was going to uncover it, but it was one of those, like, I was fine moving on, not really knowing. Okay, like, so for some of you under this full moon, you could literally be finding out the truth, right? Or just getting those confirmations that, like, yeah, you were right. You were right, baby. Like, you are learning to trust your intuition and your guidance and all of that. So anyways, I don't want to talk too much on that. Except I feel really good that, you know, much needed sleep and rest, and sometimes just having a little bit of clarity and truth kind of really like sets you free, right? So I feel that's going to be the big thing. Like, for some of you, just sometimes you need to just let something go and know that, you know what, it's fine not even knowing, because I didn't really think I was going to get the clarity. I had already released this, right? But it was one of those where I don't know if it was coming through. Like I was saying, sometimes the enemy will reveal what they have done or what they were doing to try to hurt you more. I don't even know if it was one of those, or it was just one of those, like the burden felt so heavy for the other person that they needed to tell me. You know, but there's something about that, like, so literally, like, you could be, like, when you stop, like, trying to look for the answer or whatever, like, it's given to you. So, because, you know, and that's something I've always known, that, like, what's hidden doesn't like to stay hidden. If it creates, like, an imbalance, and it will come to the surface. And that's why sometimes you may find out from, like, other people what's really going on, or just the guilt sometimes to people where they feel that and that does lessen the karma. It does, when people come reveal the truth. It does. That's why they do so much exposure of trying to put out there what they really are doing, and they'll disguise it because it limits the karma. Just like how they put a lot of the stuff out on the show The Simpsons, and they use a lot of they were using, what is it, the big dome or whatever. They use that to put a lot of stuff, truth be told, out there of what they're doing. That's why do you think they let us run with the conspiracy theories? For one, they wouldn't be conspiracy theories if they were real. They'd just be a lie, and they'd shut it down. Okay, or you know what I mean? So there's different things where, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this, but truth be told, like, the things, they cause a resistance if they're being hidden. So there has to be an outlet in a way. There's another big one too. I'm trying to think of what it is, other than the Sims, that they use. But that's why you always felt like things are being done in front of you in plain sight. Even though they may mislead it, it's still out there. I don't know why they keep showing me, like, the red shoes right now, and then Dracon or whatever. I think it's because that was a big reveal to me, where it was finally revealed, like, some people are too far-fetched to think about that they're doing that and really sacrificing children in all of that. But you need to realize that there are a lot of, like, things that are hidden. There are a lot of, let's say, different races, okay, from the stars. Okay, there are the corrupt cult-like ones that are hidden here, and they need that as a as a source of energy. That's why, like, there's energy harvesting and stuff. What do you think the theme parks are? You know, like Monsters Inc., y'all. You know what I mean? Like, how they were harvesting out of the fear and stuff. Well, yes, but what causes more than fear? But they don't like to push that, because that would create too much happiness. So that's why it's always like excitement, laughter, fear, like it, you know what I mean? But that creates the most energy source. That's why the theme parks and things like that. But then at the same time, why do you think there's so many hidden passageways and things like that where there's a lot of disappearances and stuff too? Because it's like a huge big old, there's a reason why I don't bring my children to those places. Anyways, I don't know why they're coming out with all this. Maybe I'm meant to, and I'm trying to do it coded wise too, so that way they, I mean, they already don't like to promote my content, but I get it put out there, whatever. And so know that you come in alignment with my content. You knew, like, your spirit team guided you to me. So maybe you're meant to be one to put it out there. Maybe you have a platform. Maybe you're meant to be like a whistleblower, right? Maybe you're protected enough divinely to be able to give what I'm talking about and put it out there. Because there's some of us, like, you have to be spiritually strong enough to be able to put the stuff out there, right? Not being in fear. Like, I'm not in fear. I mean, yeah, I feel the spiritual attacks and stuff. There's been some times where even when I'm just recording, I feel the attacks in my third eye and my throat. That was happening last night, right? But, like, you'll know if you're spiritually protected. Like, don't run with stuff if you don't feel. If you feel like, yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. I probably shouldn't, you know what I mean? Then trust what you feel, right? You feel that you're not protected to give some sort of enlightenment or guidance or messages, then don't, right? But, like, I know that even if it just, I have one person that I can enlighten and awaken something, and I give it to them for them to run the seeds that they can now plant with that and where they can spread it or whatever. And if not, even if it's not that, it's just, you know, we're all connected, even just bringing it into my consciousness, right? And awareness. And that's why I like to speak a lot of things out loud and to affirm them, because I know that I'm affirming them in this grid. Right. And with myself and all of that. So you're either going to understand what I'm talking about or you're not, because I feel like I'm going like multidimensional with things, and I travel a lot around these times. Like, I started to do a reading or a message, or I started channeling last night. I started recording it. I haven't even uploaded it yet. I don't even know if I'm going to, because sometimes when I'm sleepy, because, like, I'm going against the rhythms of natural sleep patterns right now, and especially with the major life changes, and, like, literally I'm just, like, napping during the day. Like, yeah, I know I can get very, like, I felt like I was starting to, like, along with these ascensions too, like, where I'm like, where am I at? Where I've got to, like, tell myself, like, where am I at? That's when you know, like, you're traveling and stuff. You're going to understand that. Like, for some of you, maybe you need to ground yourself more so you know the realm you're at. Okay? To be able to come back. Like, I felt like I was getting pulled away. So for some of you, like, maybe, I don't even feel like it's like you're doing too much magic or spiritual traveling or whatever. But maybe for some of you, like, you need to, that could be a factor. They're bringing me to my crystals. Maybe for some of you, you need to have grounding crystals or something, or just, I mean, this is some of my ones that are opening up that are newly to, like, astral travel, lucid dreaming, things like that. Like, I felt like I was traveling through different, like, it was very easy to flow last night, and probably due to the moon. Alright, I'm going to stop talking about that. I keep wanting to pick up the Lyrans. I really feel there's a strong message that's trying to come out with the Lyrans. Because I've been trying, I've been seeing, I start to see lions everywhere too, and I know that they're trying to really come through with messages. So let me just shut up and get into some cards here. Yeah, look, cosmic star family, support, socialized community. For some of you, you're realizing that your star family is very close to you. For some of you, you could be finding out that your star family is of the Lyrans. Okay, so they could be trying to reach out and connect to you as well. You could be getting some sort of enlightenment and download. Wow, for some of you, you could be getting visits. Look at that. Some of you could be traveling up to the ships. Wow. Okay. And remember, it's not always physically. I'm talking a lot about astral traveling, lucid dreaming, and going with the flow. Right? That's what I mean. Or some of you, you're going to realize what I'm talking about. Some of you, it's not going to make sense to you, but then it will. Support socialized community. This is a 4 as well. A 13 is a 4, and we have another 4 here. Receive abundance, flowing, unification, and confidence. And life is precious. Follow your bliss, risk and rewards, and cosmic upgrades. You're definitely going through an upgrade. For some of you, you're definitely integrating with your twin. Like, look at the double DNA strands activated here and here. Oh, and the dual lions. Like, for real. Immaculate conception. A time of positive transformation. I feel like we gotta find out more about these cards. What is immaculate conception, source? Let's see. On the earth plane, there is a concept referred to as immaculate conception, where a child is birthed into reality beyond the transitional means of sexual communion. Child being born. What? I mean, yeah, I'm just realizing that, like, yeah, I know what immaculate conception is, why I didn't even get that into my consciousness. Like, for some of you, like, it, like Jesus, right? Like that, you know what I mean? Like, and if y'all didn't know, yeah, immaculate conception, definitely, a star seed, okay? It's definitely a star seed, right? Wow. I've been getting so much about babies lately. So much about babies. And it was about my dream last night too. Like, I was pregnant in my dream last night. I'm not even playing, but like, I've been seeing babies everywhere. Like, the other day somebody brought a newborn on the bus and I was like, oh my gosh. And they kept their little newborn like in the stroller. I was thinking about that. If you ever have your babies, don't leave them in strollers on buses, okay? I mean, really, you shouldn't even bring your babies on the buses. But I know it's hard times, right? I was always afraid to bring my children on the bus. That's why I stayed away from the city buses until my daughter was 6, until I finally was like, all right, I have to stop being afraid of public transportation. I mean, they're pretty safe, right, because of how big they are, but I have had some drivers that are in a hurry, right? And with my bus rides, like, I've almost been in like 4 accidents, 4 times, where I went like flying on the bus because of them avoiding accidents. So, you know, and I've literally watched carts and stuff go crashing into the front because people fall asleep and lose control of the things. I don't know why I'm talking about all of this. I don't know. Just because they put that in my consciousness. I think it's because I wanted to, like, vent. To the... I don't know. I don't know. I'm so protective of children. And there's so much about babies lately. And protection. And for some of you, like, protecting. Maybe you need to protect. Like, if you are pregnant... and stuff, like, I know that, like, you want to share it with the world and all of that, but projections and sending energy to people is real, okay? And if not sending it to your baby, they're sending it to you. So you need to keep that stuff quiet. You know what I mean? Like, you really should think about that baby and protecting yourself. Like, so for some of you, like, if you are, like, you should really just, like, pull yourself, like, protect yourself. Let's just say that. Don't, I mean, I get it, but protect that baby when it's, don't be sharing it at the work. Oh no, it's a message for somebody, okay? This could be about getting pregnant with like an idea too. That's why you think about like the idea. What happens when you have this beautiful idea? If you go and tell people, they try to destroy it. Do you know what I mean? Out of jealousy and envy. So you keep it quiet. You just birth it. And then you can still put it out there, but there's this thing like you should still probably protect that child. You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to set that child up to attacks and things like that? Like, that's something that I realized that I was doing with like my platform and stuff. Like, see, like my Facebook, like I always put everything, like I treated it like my digital photo album, because I wanted to play. I'd had so many phones crash and go down on me where I lost like my childhood, my children's childhood family photos of different things. So I wanted a place where I could upload events, and I thought it was really neat how Facebook would pull memories and stuff. So like on their birthdays, I can literally just click memories and I can show them every single one of their birthdays, because on their birthdays I've uploaded photos every single year or whatever. So I've always kind of used that for my children, but I used to hate it when people would comment and stuff, because there'd be sometimes people would comment things like, wow, look at all the gifts you got your child, like, and I'd just be like, why are you even commenting on like what I buy my child and what I do? Like, my love language, I'm a Leo, I love to give gifts, I love to make parties and do a big deal. Like, that's me. That's how I love to spoil my children. And I always wanted them to have epic ass birthdays, you know, things that I never had that I wanted to do for my children. And you know what I mean? And that's what makes you a good parent, in connecting with your child. And you're having that healthy childlike innocence. You know what I mean? Where you're feeding your inner child, right? Because your child's a part of you. It's the most beautiful thing when you can celebrate with your child. You know what I mean? And so anyway, throughout the years, like, people would comment and stuff, and I used to be like, I hate when people comment. Like, I ain't doing it to like show you what I'm doing for my child. Like, it is literally like, that's my account. And like so there's not many times I've had to just like hide my account and like unfollow and like not even, I mean, I get it, but like me being an energy worker too, like I feel people's energies and intent. Like, that's why I always say, like, being like a psychic, like, it's like it's a blessing. I'm not gonna say and a curse, but there's like duality to it. It's just like, I hate it when people just come tell me something and they're fake as fuck, and I'm just like, yeah, you fake as fuck, but I can't say that to them. So when people just kind of like smile in my face, or I see demons in people and I just have to like smile back but not say anything, like, it's one of these things, like, it's very difficult sometimes just being in this world, Brian, being a star, and people wonder why, like, I isolate and stay in my own in my own energy, bitch, because that's where I'm safe and happy, and I like being, you know what I mean, in a beautiful space and not around fake ass energy. But anyway, I'm really flowing here. So, like, yeah, I'm more than fine with what I connect with, the levels. I would much rather travel to other realms and do other things than play around in this earthly realm. But anyways, let me go back. So, with the people or whatever, oh yeah, and the protection. So anyways, like, and I used to think like, oh, at least like their absent fathers can see the children growing up or whatever, but you know what I mean, but what were they doing instead? Like, gossiping and commenting and putting all that evil intent on my children through their photos. And then I'm having to battle demons out of them that are getting sent their way, all because people are having access to my children through my photos, through the platforms. So, fuck. Be careful with what you put out there. Okay? So, let me get back to Immaculate Conception. This process, which has brought forth many sacred beings, is not simply some spontaneous, miraculous event, but an entanglement between the spirit world and the physical 3D. world to bring something new into existence, just as many masters have been born through the divine link-up between the physical and spirit. You know what this is giving me too? Like, for some of you, like, you've literally brought through and tied to somebody. Like, it's giving, like, for some of you, you've became a vessel for the divine. Like, what you've integrated. For some of you, you have brought through a very powerful being. That being is now here. Confirmation on my phone. You've tied very, very powerful with a powerful being. So it's basically like a walk-in. Like, for some of you, you think, like, walk-in, like, that means the soul exited and somebody else came in. I mean, like, yeah, that can happen. But there's also, like, you have tied, someone's been birthed through you, basically. You have allowed a very powerful divine being to integrate with you. So now you're basically walking around with that, with that divine being, right? So for some of you, like, you have a very, very powerful, you know what this is giving too? Like, for some of you, like, you've definitely integrated, like, twin flame integration. Like, for some of you, things are always done in 3D before the physical, right? So for some of you, like, yeah, like, you've tied with your your twin. Because there's some of you, like, you're gonna understand this on a different level, but for some of you, like, your twin flame or your twin soul or whatever, like, it wasn't here. It wasn't here in this realm. It wasn't here in this realm. Okay? So for some of you, like, you were never separated. But for physical integration, like, you needed to come together with them in the 3D or in the 5D before birth into the 3D. So it was like you had to stop externally looking for your twin in another and finding it within. And then as you integrate your spirit and your oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. As you integrate with